Imagine standing in front of one of the most powerful symbols of tradition and bravery, the Royal Guards. Known for their rigid expressions and unshaken discipline, these guardians of the royal family have stood watch for centuries now. But what happens when these stone-faced soldiers break their character? What happens when, for just a moment, their pure and pretty hearts are revealed to the world? You're about to witness something truly rare. Moments when the royal guards show a side of themselves you'd never expect. Times when their solid attitude softens and their hearts open up in the most beautiful ways. From helping a child with a simple smile to patiently listening to a special girl, these rare interactions remind us that even the strongest among us have a softer side. In this video, you'll see the emotional, touching moments that will leave you loving these guards even more. The moments where guards show kindness, compassion, and respect beyond their duty. These are the moments you won't see in the history books, but they speak volumes about the humanity behind the uniform. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe for more touching stories like this one.
It's so lovely.
I'll take a picture of you guys.
Let's start our journey with a rare and heartwarming moment. Royal guards who are known for their seriousness. One guard couldn't hold back her emotions. She was on her regular duty with her horse when she suddenly spotted her parents coming near to meet her. The sight overwhelmed her, and tears filled her eyes when the parents came closer. She quickly wiped them away. For a moment, the discipline faded and was replaced by pure joy and love. After a deep breath, she composed herself, giving her lovely parents a small, heartfelt nod before resuming her duties. This touching moment showed that even behind the uniform lies a daughter with a pure heart, full of emotions.
萌炸了，我的天！兵哥哥再见！我的天！我的天！救命啊！
Now let's continue with another beautiful moment that melted everyone's hearts. On a sunny afternoon outside Buckingham Palace, a little boy stood excited in a tiny red jacket and a hat, just like the royal guards. He was bursting with joy, his small hands trembling as he raised them for a salute, his wide eyes hopeful for a response. As the guards marched by, one of them noticed the boy. Breaking from his routine, the guard stopped, turned to the child and saluted him back with a smile. Then he posed with the boy, making the little one's face light up with joy. The crowd applauded.
Well, you just got to be out of his way when he walks over. They shout me. Okay, hey, can I ask you a question?
Another day, a woman stood by a royal guard's horse with a smile that could brighten anyone's day. In her hand, she held a small apple, hoping to connect with the beautiful horse beside her. The guard, noticing her gentle approach, carefully moved his horse closer to the woman. The woman extended her hand, her fingers trembling slightly with excitement. The horse, which was, leaned in and softly took the apple from her shaking hand. She became happy. The crowd around her quietly admired the gentle moment, while the guard, though steadfast in his duty, couldn't help but feel pride in the trust shared between his horse and the kind woman. It was a brief but powerful connection, reminding everyone of the beauty hidden in small acts of kindness. A blind woman stood at Buckingham Palace, hearing the horses but unable to see them. Noticing her, a guard smoothly brought his horse closer. She reached out, her fingers brushing the soft mane, and her face lit up with pleasure. A A Queen's Guard stands tall, his usual serious expression softened as he spots his younger sister near him. She smiles and walks toward him, gently taking his hand into hers. Tears well up in his eyes, showing the love that breaks through his tough exterior. For a brief moment, he's not just a guard, he's simply a brother, a loving brother.
Back a bit. No touch.
Why?
You're not allowed to touch.
It was a day filled with smiles and sunshine when a little girl, full of excitement, made her way to meet the busy King's Guards. But this wasn't just any little girl, she was special, with a radiant smile that could warm anyone's heart. As she moved to a King Guard standing tall and still, the guard seemed like a statue in his shiny uniform and towering hat. But as soon as the girl stood near him, something magical happened. The guard didn't move much, he wasn't allowed to, but his eyes softened and a faint, caring smile appeared on his face. She carried out a conversation. She talked to the guard in her little sweet voice. Her voice filled the air, and even though the guard couldn't respond, you could feel his warmth and kindness. But this was only the beginning. The little girl didn't stop there. She moved from one guard to the next, her happiness growing with every passing step. Each guard she met showed her the same affection. Some gave her a tiny nod, others glanced down to ensure she was safe near their giant horses, and one even slightly adjusted his stance so she could see his uniform better. The horses too seemed to sense how special she was. Her giggles echoed through the town. This special little girl's innocence and joy seemed to brighten everyone's day, creating a connection that didn't need words. Every royal guard had treated her with respect and care, making her feel like a little princess for the day. On a calm afternoon, an elderly couple stood near a royal guard's horse, desperate to take a picture. But the horse was too far away. They looked a little disappointed, hoping for the perfect photo with the animal. Noticing this, the King's Guard, usually serious, moved his horse closer to them. The couple smiled as the horse stood right beside them. It wasn't just about the photo, it was the guard's kindness that made their day unforgettable. It was another peaceful day in the palace. A father and his blind daughter approached a royal guard. The little girl, excited but unable to see, reached out to touch the majestic horse. The guard noticed and calmly signaled his horse to stay still, ensuring that the girl was safe. As her hand touched the horse's smooth coat, her face brightened up and she giggled softly, feeling the horse's strength. The father smiled, grateful for the guard's quiet care and pure attention. After a few moments, he thanked the guard, who nodded in return, making the simple moment memorable.
That was good with the goal.
Here's another moment when a little boy, dressed in a tiny Royal Guard uniform, stood proudly among the crowd. With a big smile, he raised his hand in a salute, just like the guards do. The brave Royal Guard in front of him noticed, and, with a nod, returned the salute. Then the boy marched right in front of the guard, who watched in awe. As the boy passed, the Royal Guard gave a small smile, proud of the young boy's respect.
Right? If you look at only by wave. Good boy. Thank you. You can't talk to us. You can't talk to us. But you still step down.
A special young boy stood in front of a royal guard, eagerly trying to take a picture. He stood far away, nervously trying to pose, hoping the guard would notice him at any minute. His small face was full of excitement, but there was a problem. The guard was standing too far to get a good photo. As the boy waited, something beautiful happened. The royal guard, known for his discipline and serious face, softened when he noticed the boy's effort. Without a word, he gently moved closer to the child. With a gentle smile, the guard posed, creating the perfect moment. The boy couldn't contain his happiness, and the crowd around them cheered. As we reflect on these beautiful, everyday moments, it becomes clear that sometimes the smallest gestures can make the biggest impact on someone's bad day. From a simple salute to a thoughtful nod, these acts of kindness remind us of the power of presence and understanding in a world that often feels busy and stressful. We hope these stories have touched your heart and reminded you that kindness exists everywhere, even in the most unexpected places. And if you've experienced a moment of unexpected kindness, we'd love to hear about it. Share your story with us in the comments section below or tag us on social media to further spread positivity. Stay kind, stay connected, and remember, small heartwarming moments can change the world.